All right, good morning. Today is August 30th, 24. So last night I was watching Modern Refugee. I think between him and I believe it's Midwest Prepper, they have probably two of the best takes on reality and prepping and things like that. They're common sense, they're methodical in their thinking, and they're balanced. I think balance is a good word of where people need to be. That you just don't need to buy crap just to buy crap. But last night he mentions a couple things you got of life-saving prepping equipment that you got to keep on top of to make sure it works. And he named, I remember him saying chainsaws, and I remember him saying generators. And I'm gonna have to go back and rewatch it because I think I fell asleep on it last night laying in bed. So this is my second champion generator. The other one, my first one, I believe had 4,000 starting watts and 3,600 running watts, which was a little bit undersized if I tried to run the MIG welder off it. I have not tried to run the MIG welder on this one, but I think it's just barely big enough to do what I want. I'll mess with that later because I gotta buy a replacement MIG. So a couple hacks that I've come up with that really help a lot on maintaining these and using them and protecting them to keep them from failing is I got a Harbor Freight hand truck with large tires, large flotations, and I have the back side of it with a heavy ratchet strap that somebody gave me that fell off a semi. I've got it ratcheted on so I can, with one hand, pick it up, rock it back, and move where I need to be. Our ground's not horribly unlevel, but it is rough, and I use it all the time. So the other thing I've got to do, because I've been stalling a little bit, so on the side I write down the last time the oil change was 6/12/23. Then next to it I write how much oil it takes. It takes a half liter or 500 milliliters 10W30. That way it does not take a filter, but I need to throw it up on something a little bit taller so I can change the oil out today. As you can see here, it's kind of dusty. I use it around the grain bins to run augers and saws and things like that. So I need to blow this crud off, get it all cleaned out. I need to pull the air box off today, clean out the air filter. But other than that, they're pretty much a foolproof generator. I've never had problem with ethanol on anything recently. I think it's a wives' tale. I think the fuel is more stable than it used to be. The only thing I've seen fail is either the front panel, if you don't put it away when it's going to rain. I've seen the front panel short out on them, and that's just catastrophic loss. My other one was, I got 10 years out of it, and I abused it, absolutely abused it. I've seen the pull cord on these fail once, but that was near the end of its life. And the other thing you should have on hand besides this oil and maybe an air compressor to clean it up, blow it off, is maybe a few feet of replacement silicone fuel line. I think that is a very good spare parts list to have for a generator. Besides, I use this thing once a week, minimum of once a week, to grind feed, and it runs my elevator. It'll run one of my bin sweep augers. It used to run my small electric auger. It just a fantastic generator. I believe it was about $800 when I bought this one. There was bigger ones. I just can't physically lift those anymore when they're getting bigger than that. it's like it becomes a two-person job, and one person can barely do this to put it in the back of the truck to haul it off to somebody else in need. Had to do that this spring when we had the tornadoes run through here. Local fire chief, he was deployed with checking on people and light or lines down and people pinned in their houses and stuff like that. He was stuck there, and his family's like, our generator burned up, so this one had to go down the road about 15 minutes to keep their house from pumping out and pumping out their sump pumps and stuff, or else the basement would have been full to the rafters. So you got to keep. This is one of those things you got to keep running, and when I run it for maybe 45 minutes to an hour. How long does a tank of fuel of this last? Gosh, if I fill this thing completely full and I turned it on, say 6:30, 7 o'clock at night, I've plugged this into the block heater on a couple of the tractors, and I've run it all the way through to morning at 8 o'clock. So you're getting almost 12, 14 hours of runtime out of one tank of fuel. So they're fairly efficient. Don't ask me how many gallons it takes. I just add until it's full. So, but fantastic generators. So you guys have a good day.